How do we avoid the issue, which I think is what Alex is kind of pushing at, that we end up with too many zombie companies that ultimately kind of stand in our way? As you say, we don't want anything that's going to slow us down. These kinds of unproductive zombie companies with too much debt that they can't service without rates being at zero are maybe the kinds of things that are going to ultimately slow this economy down.
And that's why I think it's very important to try to make sure that we have an expedited bankruptcy process. And so we have to make sure first that the bankruptcy courts have enough judges. They've been kind of behind on appointing them. And there's even more of a backlog because so many of the courts were closed from the pandemic. So there's some simple blocking and tackling that's not very expensive that will be very valuable. But then you can also think about, could there be some sort of structures that are put there, like an asset management company type of structure that have been used in a lot of countries when there have been major economic turmoil, where you can have sort of an expedited bankruptcy procedure that may get you into a better position both for the workers who can remain and for the holders of the debt, rather than go through this long bankruptcy process that just destroys the value of the firm. If there is good underlying value of the firm, move into this expedited structure, restructure, and keep the underlying economic value there and keep the subset of workers who are still productive and can work in that area there.
That's a really interesting take, Randy, and I wonder sort of, is there the appetite for that? Because we would have to take some pain.
There has to be pain that's taken. I mean, this is a real shock. I mean, it's tragic for many people's lives and tragic for many people's livelihoods. And I think we can provide support to individuals and households, but we have to face the reality that the particular jobs that were there in the pre-COVID world, or many of those jobs, are simply not going to be there going forward. And if we want to make the economy productive and actually give good opportunities for a good trajectory of future work for people, we need to move them to, we need to face the reality that, even if you try to keep these jobs on life support, that's ultimately not going to be good for the people in those jobs because those jobs will have no future.